Beauty Junkie, welcome to my channel. Today I am giving you updated thoughts on candles in my collection. These are candles I have talked about in previous videos. I do have one diffuser to talk about. Otherwise the rest are higher end to mid-range candles. And so let's get into it. So quickly become a candle collector during this pandemic. I don't want to know what happened. I think it started with Diptyque and then went downhill from there. I just keep buying and buying and buying. And I find that candle videos on my channel are the most watched for some reason, even though this is a beauty channel. I don't know what that says about me. I mean, I'm sure there is a bit of a niche audience looking for candle videos, but hopefully you get some insights to help you determine which purchases you're going to make. So I have candles from Boy Smells in this video, Diptyque, Malone, Cire Trudon, Fvith, Carriere Freres, Malin Goetz. Okay, so let's start with Malone. I have the Peony and Blush Suede candle. I've had this for quite some time. It took me a while to actually open it up. I don't know why. I think it was, you know, this is a high-end candle, and I think the most impressive part about this candle is how freaking strong it is. I think this is the strongest candle in my collection ever that I've ever smelled. So I have a one-bedroom apartment. I don't know my square footage, but it's less than 1,000 square feet. This thing smells up my whole apartment easily. I think it's actually a little bit too strong. So you could use this in a really large room. You probably only need one candle. It is intense. It actually kind of gives me the sniffles and irritating things about it because it's so friggin' strong. If you like a strong candle, Malone seems like the way to go. This is the only candle from this brand that I've tried, so I can't speak to the other fragrances, but I would assume they're probably similar. Now this wax, I believe, is paraffin, so if you have particular preferences towards candle wax, this is paraffin. I feel like paraffin isn't as clean. I've had irritating, as I said, I got a little bit of the sniffles, so for me, I don't really like that. I probably wouldn't get another candle because it's a little bit too strong for me personally, and I felt physically irritated. But paraffin does hold fragrance really well, so it makes sense that this one smelled really strong. I think also the scent for me is a little bit too floral. I think that not only was it strong, it was a strong floral, and like I like florals, but it was a little bit too much. So I think if it was a little bit more of a cleaner scent, maybe it wouldn't as bother me as much, but I imagine it could still irritate some people. So that's my updated thoughts on this one. It has taken me a while to get to this point. I will light this very occasionally when I know, like, okay, something smells and I want to cover it up. So next one I want to talk about, this is Diptyque. I'm talking about this one, even though I've done other videos on Diptyque recently, but I haven't talked about this one in a while, and it's the one that's I've been burning that is the lowest right now. So that means I like it. I have a larger colored glass one. This is the normal size 190 gram one. I've been lighting this lately because it reminds me of fall, autumn. It is a fireplace candle, very smoky, wood burning. One of my favorite Diptyque candles, Feu de Bois. A classic. If you don't know what a fireplace candle smells like, it's a little bit sooty, but it's not like a super dirty fireplace, if you know what I mean. It's got a lot of earthiness to it. I think it definitely puts you into a certain mood, so I like this one for fall, and I've been using it a lot. It's Diptyque though, so I don't use it that often because it's expensive. Let's get into Boy Smells. I have 3 candles from them, and I have to say I like 1 out of 3. Now, these are the only ones I've tried. I don't know what the other scents are like. My favorite by far is Saint Al. So good. My first one from Boy Smells encouraged me to get more, but this is still my favorite. This is almost gone. This is like musky. It's not overly floral. It has sandalwood, clay, clove flower, ylang ylang, santal. I think it's got a nice muskiness to it without being overwhelming. It's strong enough. It's nicely priced. It's not over $40. So I think it performed pretty well. But the other ones that I picked up, Cinder Rose and Kush, I'm not enjoying as much. I saw comments, people complain about Boy Smells tunneling and having issues with their wax. And I have noticed that. I didn't really notice it before I saw the comment, but it looks like there is that issue. I think it can be corrected. You just have to watch your candles and adjust accordingly. But it is annoying, I agree. So Cinder Rose is not anything like I thought it would be. It just smells like rose to me, but not a super strong rose, and it's not smoky. So it says it has rose, tuberose, oak moss, and smoke. I like smoke, I like tuberose, but I'm not getting a lot of notes from this that I really like. It's just kind of a blah rose to me, like almost a scent you would pick up for a lot less money. And I hate to say that, but it doesn't smell like a mid-range candle. It smells like it's on the lower end of things. Kush. So you can see Cinder Rose, I've only burned this much since I've got it. I did pick it up this year. Same with Kush. I like this one a little bit more. I'm like halfway down. Doesn't smell anything really, maybe a remotely skunky or sour, but not really anything close to that earthiness that I'm looking for with a Kush candle. It says it has cannabis, suede, white musk, tulip, and amber. I think there's just too much of these other notes. It does, I kind of get like a floral vibe from it. Like it's got too much of the other stuff. Maybe it's the white musk in here that is just overpowering the cannabis smell. And I get it, maybe they thought, some people, you don't really want to smell like weed, but I do, I want to smell that. And I'm just not getting it from this. I think this is a little bit disappointing. I know they have offshoots of different kinds of Kush, but the original, I would not recommend or buy again. Speaking of cannabis, let's talk about another cannabis candle from Malin Goetz. This is a product that, I don't know what happened. I think this year they were out of stock for a long time, or people were just always buying it. So I thought, oh, it must be good. It's definitely not what I expected. It's a pretty masculine body wash kind of scent. Kind of not Old Spice, but in that family of like lots of musk and mixed with cleanness. Almost Axe body spray like. Not that that's a dig on Axe body spray. I get a little bit of hint of a musky, kind of a weed scent, like an earthy, kind of patchouli kind of vibe, but yeah, disappointed in this one. I don't know that you guys need to know the specific notes in here, but I find this to be like more of a masculine shampoo scent, if that makes sense. I think it burns pretty well, like I don't have any tunneling issues. I don't know the wax on this, and I know I didn't go over all the different wax types. I believe Photo Bois is also paraffin. I believe Boy Smells says it is soy for the most part. Coconut and beeswax. Sorry, totally wrong. So the St. Al, a little bit cleaner, people think. I do think the wax does speak, the type of wax tells you like how much it's going to project. Definitely soy, less projection. But I felt like I could still smell these. This one I think has a pretty good row. So I tend to like burn my stuff way too long, so I did have to clean up the soot around the top. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't get it again. It's not something I fell in love with, but I have used it halfway. I think it is a good, nice scent. It's just not what I expected. Alright, let's get into Fvith. This is a brand that I discovered looks a lot like Byredo's candle packaging, except it's a different company. They do make their own perfume though. Made in Los Angeles. I've talked about these in other videos. I have Hollywood Hills and Black Rose. I do want to try more from this brand, but I'm not sure the wax in here. I think these are pretty strong, the rose. Hollywood Hills has a lot of white floralness to it, so I like that. And a little bit clean. Black Rose is definitely the more deeper, interesting scent. If you were going to have a date night at home, this would be the candle I would light. You want to, set the mood. Black Rose is definitely sexier, muskier, a little bit deeper. This isn't your like springtime scent. This is definitely for a certain kind of mood, and I think it's really a sexy candle. So there's different sizes. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, you just want to get a sense of the scent, you could go for the little ones. Yum, yum, yum. Hollywood Hills is nice too. It's just a different vibe. Again, a lot of white floral, really clean. I enjoy this one. Very simple packaging. That's all the Fvith ones I have. So I have used like halfway of Hollywood Hills. I haven't used a lot of Black Rose, I think because it's so small I want to savor it. Let's do Cire Trudon. So I have one large one that I'm not going to talk about in this video, but I do have the two small ones. So these are Cire Trudon, Ernesto, and Abd El Kader. I love them both. I've used Ernesto a little bit more because I bought this one first, and I haven't used much of Abd El Kader. I really like the minty, Moroccan minty Abd El Kader. I think it's an incredible scent from this line. It's so purely mint and fresh, and I don't really like mint, but this smells incredible. I recommend this a lot. I would get a big one of this. Ernesto is musky, it's smokier, it's leathery. I enjoy it, but I don't know that I'm convinced that I need to buy the larger size that's over $100. It's definitely a different kind of scent in my candle collection. It's more masculine. It's a little bit more wintry. It's suedey. If you like masculine scents, Ernesto is really nice. I don't think my thoughts have really differed, but now that I can compare the two, the minty one is really good. Okay, so last but not least, I have two things from Carriere Freres, and I believe this is an offshoot brand of Cire Trudon. They have very natural, earthy scents in their collection of home fragrance type things, and I have another candle that's a holiday candle that I'll talk about in an upcoming holiday candle video. But this is the tomato one, and I've never had a tomato candle before, but I am in love. I'm kind of saving it, so even though I haven't used a whole lot of it, this is one of my favorite scents now. Now I want to buy all the tomato candles I can find. Now I don't know if this is the best tomato candle out there. This is my first one. I think it smells like the peak of like tomato-y smell, freshness. It's like that green tomatoes, because when it starts getting really ripe, I feel like the smell of the tomatoes kind of goes away, especially after you pick them. So this is like on the vine peak smell time, and just reminds me of when we had tomato bushes and we would pick off those like green worms. Anyways, love this one. As I said, if you like more natural, so like this isn't a complicated scent, it really is just tomato, and all of the other scents in their collection focus on really a single one or two notes, like combination, and they do it really well. I think if you like not so much like a designer fragrance where it's like a combination of all kinds of scents mixed into one, like a St. Owl. That kind of reminds me of like a regular designer fragrance. This really focuses on nature smells, this brand. So if you're into that kind of thing, or you know someone that might be into it, it might be a brand you want to explore. It's not as expensive as Cire Trudon, but it is up there. So you're looking at spending, I believe, over $50 for one of these, but not over $60, I believe. So check them out. And this is the same brand as the diffuser that I picked up. Now, I picked up Sandalwood, and this guy is pretty large, I think, for like a diffuser bottle, but very expensive. So this is full price, $90. I got it on sale. This is 6.8 ounces that it's supposed to hold, and this is supposed to last 8 to 12 weeks. It came with reeds. You take this off, you can still smell it, and you flip the reeds around every so many days. I bought this in the peak of summer, so I got it about mid-June. I posted a video about it, so now I'm giving you the update, how long it actually lasted. So I went on vacation the middle of August, so about 8 weeks after I started using it, and I was like, oh, this is like almost out. It was like down to here, and then when I came back from vacation like 10 days later, it was pretty much gone. Like, you could roll around a little bit, but the sticks were definitely, you know, it was on its last leg. So I would say at most it lasted 9 to 10 weeks, roughly. Definitely did not last 12, but I will say my apartment gets very warm, so it probably evaporated quicker. Also, the reeds didn't completely like take up this top, so like air could easily go in and out. I don't know like what to expect from these diffusers. I don't use them regularly. I don't know that I've ever bought one before, but I wanted to try it, and Sandalwood is a good scent. I found this, you know, being that my apartment's small, I put it in my bathroom. Maybe that was a bad place to put it, probably. But I found that this kind of overwhelmed my apartment a little bit. So you might want to get something smaller if you have a smaller space, but I wanted like bang for your buck, so I got the big bottle. But yeah, when I opened the door from the outside coming in, I could smell this right away usually, especially if I had recently turned the reeds. So it's pretty strong. I like the scent. It was very clean, but I could easily see like you being overwhelmed by it, especially in a small bathroom like mine, like sitting on the toilet. You're like, oh, this is too much, especially when you first get it. So if you have a larger bathroom, or I would maybe just put this in a larger space. But just be mindful that you're spending a lot of money for a scent that is probably not going to last 3 months. So something to think about. Is it worth it? I would probably find an alternative for $90 if you can find one out there. Just because I felt like, oh, I wanted this to last the full time. But I don't know, maybe those expectations were unrealistic. Alright guys, that is the updates on my candles and home scents. Let me know your thoughts. Do you guys have any candles from these brands? What are your favorites? Let me know below. If you like this video, click the thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.